G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades. Happy Tuesday, hope you're doing well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and turn on the notification icon, guys. I'm going to jump over to the calendar. We'll check out what news we have today. Then we'll head over to the charts. We'll run through some pre-New York analysis. And we're actually going to kick off with a London loss on NQ. So we'll go and look at the calendar, then we'll jump over to NQ and check it out. All right, on the calendar we have 10 a.m. news today. So I'll be just looking to wait, if you are inclined to wait for your positions till after news drops. Alternatively, if you are in a position, for myself, I look to hunt from around the 8 a.m. mark, then I would definitely be sure to be out of a position by the time news comes around, because we don't know really what the news is going to do, and we don't want to get stopped out of a position on that news drop. Right, let's head over to NQ. Let's dive into the trade that we took during London. And remember, guys, to grab your Tradeify evals, 30% off right now, and Apex with 80% off right now. All right, so here we have this loss, and I'll flash up on the screen here somewhere. You can see the heavy loss I took during London due to poor trade copier risk management, and I'll explain that in a moment. But we will live to fight another day, and they were all funded accounts, so it does sting a little bit. But breaking the trade down, we have on the 5-minute chart, we have these lows here. So these are hourly swing lows. This is the most recent one, being from Monday, the 6 o'clock candle or 6 p.m. candle. And then we have this low here, which is back from Tuesday, the 4th of Feb. Now, if we look at the hourly, this is where we move through. This is the low we swept. So let's jump out to the hourly. You can see the low here that we had marked out. Now this is very strong bearish momentum here, very strong. And in my trade review, I've labeled this as a B+ trade setup. Reason being, although we swept this low here, this low is from the Tuesday the 4th of Feb, and it's not that relevant in my opinion. The most recent information is what we want to be using. And although this looks attractive for a draw on liquidity, and it could very well be for New York, that's not enough to get into the trade just on that alone. So the sweep here was very strong. This should not have been used in my opinion, or it certainly wasn't as relevant, being the point of interest from Tuesday the 4th of Feb rather than the most recent information, which is just here. So if we go over to back to the 5-minute, the next thing is when I'm looking to trade a Pegasus or a unicorn. So a Pegasus for me is one single bearish FEG in the leg that sweeps liquidity. Okay, so this is our stop hunt through here. On this leg there is two. This for me shows lower probability. Even though price did displace higher, there's also displacement through here. Okay, now we did get a change in the state of delivery, but we immediately invalidated that with a close through. And whilst I do look for a respect of the opposing candles here to the 50% level, because the displacement was so large here, the breaker box was quite large as well, and then we displaced higher, I could not get my stop in a position that really was suitable. I had to position it below the breaker, and even so for London that was quite a large stop. You know, we're looking at over 35 points in London for a stop. Usually I wouldn't entertain that. For today, for some reason I did, and we took a loss on that trade. So the swing low, not valid in my opinion. And it's easy, look, it's easy to do this in hindsight, but this is why I'm breaking it down, because I want to break it down not only for you guys, but for myself. So in my trade review, these are the things that I was able to draw upon. And, you know, for next time, these are key pieces of information that I can lock away and use to take better positions. Because again, this formation visually looks fantastic. Strong bearish trend though, very strong. Not so recent point of interest. The most recent point of interest is closed through, very bearish move through. Then we have multiple bearish FEGs in the leg that sweeps liquidity. And all these things add up. Stop loss not able to put in the best position I'd like. The only real draw was this, you know, this is very nice draw here. We've got smooth edges right through the top. Now, for me now looking at it, that's probably going to be where price wants to head in New York, okay? In saying that though, we'll move away from that trade review now. Hopefully that paints some sort of a picture for you guys why I don't think it was an A+ setup. Be sure to drop a comment. Feel free to comment if you've got any questions about that position, if you took it yourself, or if you want any further insights as to why I didn't think it was an A+ setup. Okay, moving to today's daily analysis. When we look at the daily, very strong price movement lower here. We've got a very small wick to the high side. This is indicating potential continuation as well. And the other thing I didn't talk about in that trade was, because we're in such a bearish trend, I usually want to see a change in the state of delivery on the hourly, and we have not got that. With such a strong move lower, I would usually wait for a change in the state of delivery, and I didn't do that. So I've made an error there. It's not aligned with my trade plan, and I got into a trade I wouldn't normally take. But we live and we learn. Back to the daily, so we're looking for, at this moment in time, I think we're looking for this low. So I'm going to sit bearish, and unless we see a change in the state of delivery, something like this on the hourly, even the 30-minute, I'll take the 30-minute for a change in the state of delivery, I'm going to remain bearish. So again, I was trading against the trend as well during London there. Heading on over to ES, it's going to be the same story here. Looking at this low here to be the draw. It's into a bullish FEG, so I do like that. This bullish FEG is still open. So price could even come down into here and look to do, you know, looking at this on a lower time frame. So doing something like this on the hourly potentially. but staying bearish. It's a very decisive move. I mean, you can see that we've got our 4th day of expansion lower at the moment, and it's cleanish. You know, it's decisive, I should say. You know, when we've had that before, you can see that price stalled, mucked around. This is decisive. Okay, so this is the area of interest. Moving over to oil. And we're into a bearish FEG. We're also getting a reaction out of that. Still trending lower. And I pointed out yesterday that this open is a strong draw on liquidity. So I'm looking for oil to move lower. It's quite choppy PA yesterday. We do have an hourly inversion out of that bearish FEG, respecting the hourly bearish FEG here as well, and a candle closure back inside the range. So we're getting some insight to order flow here, and we can see price starting to push lower. Low resistance liquidity. Makes sense for price to want to push lower when we have been trending down. Let's have a look at 6E, the Euro futures. All right, so we got some sweep of the highs. Candle closure back inside the range. Looking at insight to order flow here. Looking for price to move lower off this swing high. Closure back inside the range, and if we duck down to the hourly, we'll probably have a change in the state of delivery. We're looking at this gap here, not decisive. You can see price is ranging at the moment. Here's our range. And if we're going to move one side of the range, we look to trade from the extremes of the range. So if price moves higher, then we might see a lower time frame Pegasus or a unicorn, giving us an opportunity to trade back into the range and potentially lower. Again, low resistance liquidity through here on the hourly chart. And we have these relative equal lows through here as well. So leaning towards the bearish side. Heading over to gold on the daily. I guess this level here is relevant because we are bouncing off that level. I'm not really interested in gold at the moment. This is very sideways. You know, there's no respect at the moment given to the 50% level of the previous day. We have a low down here for price to reach for. I'm actually going to look for a neutral position. You can see the range that gold is currently in. So again, unless we sweep one side of the range here and give us a lower time frame entry function, then I'm not interested. I certainly am not interested in trading inside the range here. At the extremes of the range, yes, and we do have these equal highs through here, so it would be good to see if price was to move higher, give us some sort of entry function on a lower time frame. Right, so we can clear some of this up, but looks like we've still got the same idea in play here. Price, each time we've pushed higher, we've pushed up into a bearish FEG. We're doing the same thing right now, and we've respected that and moved lower. We could also look at these opposing candles to be respected. Currently, that is the case. Most recent information, bearish FEG. And I'll be looking for price to move a bit lower. Let's have a look at GU on the daily. So liking the respect given to the opposing candles here, they also reached down into a bullish FEG. So we can see that here. So that makes this order block valid for me, and price is finding support there at the moment. Be looking for price to run higher off the back of that, and then potentially reaching for these equal highs. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. Not that I really want to look at Bitcoin right now, but we are seeing price fall here. Hopefully this is just shaking out weak hands, because I do really want to see Bitcoin and alts move higher. We're moving with displacement here at the moment, looking for price to reach into this bullish FEG, and then we can reassess and see where price wants to go from there. On the weekly, we are in a bullish FEG at the moment, sweeping a weekly low, so we could see that potential here. For price to start moving higher, get a tap into here. Be good to see how price reacts to this level. We can see the move we've already had today. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. Please share the channel far and wide. Be sure to subscribe. Grab those Tradeify evals, 30% off, or Apex evals, 80% off. And be sure to join us over in Trade Foundry. Link is in the description. We will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.